Hello, my name is Sophia Peterson, and I have chosen to analyze the American stature in the play An Enemy of the People. I have organized it by pulling different American traits out of each act. I have chosen to name the first act American Dream for the following reasons. Dr. Stockman is shown to be bragging about his fancy, luxurious items around his house, about him taking in guests and feeding them, and how much money he kind of like brags to his guests about it. So that's for the first reason I feel like they're kind of living in their own American dream because they have everything they could possibly wish for. He's made a new discovery. He seems like he's kind of like on top of the world. He's doing everything for his people. Later in the act, you see Petra coming in. She's working a hard day. She's working many jobs. She's working teaching. And that's another part of the American dream where we work very hard for what we want. We work to gain money, to do the luxurious things we want to do, to buy things that we want and we've always wanted, and that's kind of also seen as like an American dream. You also see the Stockman surrounded by people. They have 2 sons, 1 daughter, the like ideal family that you want, and you also see them like bringing in friends. They have lots of people they talk to. They have lots of friends that come and eat with them. They don't seem very lonely. They seem like they always have company around them, people knocking at their door, wanting to come in and talk to them. So just like those certain items just kind of like make up for like something that everyone kind of wants. Name the second act Freedom of Speech. As you can see in this act, this is when Dr. Stockman comes out with his discovery, telling more people after he got his results. He's just talking to everyone that he possibly can, saying spread the word, the water is poisonous, I made this great discovery. But after talking to the mayor, which is his brother, he realizes that he doesn't want him to talk about it. They don't want to worry the people. They don't want to spend 2 years rebuilding it. They don't want to spend thousands and thousands of dollars of trying to fix this water and then losing everyone that lives there and not having a name for themselves anymore. So for Act 2, you can obviously see that Dr. Stockman is furious. He wants to talk about his discovery. He wants to have the truth out. He wants to tell everybody about the discovery he's made because it's not right to them to just leave them in the dark. So he goes and tells Peter that I have a freedom of speech. I moved here, I have a freedom of speech, I can say what I want, I can go to every door and talk to them about it, I can, protest, I can do all these things that you saying for me not to do it isn't going to stop me from doing this. The third act I called it freedom of press, which is also in our Constitution, is one of our amendments. And that basically says that the press can kind of publicize anything that they want to. They can kind of say whatever they want and they can't get in trouble for it. So that is where the press comes in and is talking to Dr. Stockman and saying, we want to publicize what you're talking about. We want to tell the people. We want to let them know what's going on. And we want to have one of your reports in our articles. So of course, Dr. Stockman's like, I would love to do that. I want to use my freedom of speech. I want to tell everybody what's going on, and the message is the perfect way to do that. So, of course, they go to the printing press. Billing is asking him if he can, put this into their little newspaper, and he said, of course, just make as many copies as you want. And that's kind of where the freedom of press comes in, because the mayor can't say, you can't print this, you can't do this, because the freedom of the press says they can print whatever they want to. But then it's later found out that the mayor convinces them to do otherwise, because he goes and talks to them about the consequences of letting everyone know about the nasty water. I named Act 4 Voting, and here is why. As you can see in this act, they are taking a vote onto whether or not they should change the water, or should they just leave the baths the way they are. And so Dr. Stockman's going up there, telling his side of the story, offending almost everyone in there, and they eventually take a vote, and they tell Dr. Stockman that they're not changing the water. The baths are staying the way they are, and he doesn't really have much of a say. I chose to call the fifth act bribery and greed, which are 2 very common traits in America. I saw these 2 traits in Act 5, especially when the father-in-law of Dr. Stockman came in, talking about offering these shares to him. But it almost seemed like if he took the shares that he might come back later and be like, well, I offered you this, so you pay me this in return. So it almost seemed like it was a trap almost. And I saw greed when the press came up to Dr. Stockman once again asking to put him in the report, but they weren't doing it because they agree with him. They're more doing it for the publicity part of it. They wanted people talking about what they had in the report. They wanted people buying what they were coming out with, reading what they had, and they didn't really care if they believed in what they're putting on the paper anymore. Those are the 5 traits that I found to be in the enemy of the people. It was very political, very much controversy and debate, and kind of like a government that we have, especially with the elections and having people having a say, freedom of speech. The press is very, very similar to today.